Welcome to Cackling in the Void.
My name's Ashley.
My name is Kaylee.
Let's see if the void echoes back today.
We're two best friends diving deeper into the void with Stranger Things Season 3.
Wow.
Count 'em 3.
1, 2, 3.
Very excited
and now
to be
officially,
back.
as filming this, the final episode has premiered.
Yes.
We aren't going to get into, because we know people are probably still watching it, and we don't really want to get into big spoilers. We might at the end, but we will give fair warning.
Yes, we will.
Just a heads up.
Yes.
Just a heads up.
Yes.
But this does contain spoilers for the entire, if you're watching the third season, I'm guessing you've seen the first, but through 1 through 4, major spoilers.
Yes,
so,
major spoilers for 1 through 4, as well as,
maybe a little bit of season 5.
Yes, I was like, maybe just like a little bit of season 5.
But we'll try to, the finale and, big things, we'll try to hold off.
Yes, we will definitely try to hold off on that. But anyway, welcome, guys. Coming back in, starting off this season, I thought was a lot of fun.
It's such a fun season, and it's also probably the most nostalgic for me, personally.
Interesting.
I just vividly remember, literally I could see it in my head. I was sitting in a red chair in an airport, and this came out. Because I was coming back from Europe. I was in Canada, and we were in, the lounge area. And I remember going, oh my gosh, it came out, and we have, a 10-hour layover. I'll watch the show. And so I'm watching it on my iPad, having a great time. And then I go, and I have 1 episode left, and I get on the plane. And I'm like, it's fine. I'll download it, get on the plane, finish it on the plane. Woohoo, a season in a day. It's possible. And
it is. I agree.
It is. I do it all the time. And at least I used to. And then I'm watching it, and it's the final episode, and by the end sobbing because it was just so sad. And then the flight attendant came by and was like, are you okay? And I'm like, leave me alone. Let me finish. I'm like, yeah, I'm watching my show, thank you. And then I dry my tears and I'm okay, and then I start crying again, and she's like, are you sure you're okay? And I'm like, can you leave me alone? Yeah. And so then after that, I was like, I am never watching Stranger Things on a plane again. Now fast forward 3 years or 2 years, and I'm watching season 4's finale on the plane, and the same goddamn shit happened. And I was like, and the flight attendant's like, can we help you with something? And I'm like, shut up and leave me alone to sob at my show. Thank you.
That's crazy.
And so
I honestly think that it's kind of crazy that the stewardess, the flight attendant would ask you that, only because I have sobbed for hours on an international flight, just watching multiple movies, to the point where one of my ex-partners, they were like, yeah, I would never fly international with you again because how much you cry on the plane,
I'll
the
fly
entire
internationally
time.
With
Because
you, Kaylee. We can cry together.
First of all, when
it's
you
the best time to watch new movies.
When you fly, and they give you an option of all of the movies that you didn't go see in theaters, that because you didn't go see them in theaters because either A, you didn't have the time, or B, you were like, oh, I have nobody to go watch it with. I know that I would just be watching it by myself. So
or it's a movie where you're like, I want to see it, but it's not going to kill me if I don't.
But then it's also oh man, it's really sad. I don't know if I'm in the mood for a sad movie, but when I was but now it's just the time. You watch all them all for free, especially if they're not on streaming platforms, and then it is the time. There's some movies that you're like, man, I want to watch this movie, and then you end up watching it and you were like, I didn't realize that was going to be a sad fucking movie.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah, I think I didn't
realize
that
on
a plane for the first time. There's one movie I watched on the plane.
I didn't realize that Marcel the Clam was a sad movie. Okay.
I watched 5 Feet Apart for the first time on the plane. I know.
Yeah,
that was bold of me. I do like 5 Feet Apart.
I was like,
it makes me cry every time. That is my go-to I need to cry movie.
That's why when I see the clip, that's why when I see the clip of that the woman that's either like on a train or a plane, like sobbing at A Little Life, I'm like, this is me with like a lot of movies and like other things like that. I'm like, this is literally
also
me just
A Little
like
Life. Don't
not
get us wrong,
being
but
okay.
Yeah.
But like, I am gonna finish it regardless if I'm in public. It's like the no, I don't care.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I remember crying in The Wild Robot, but I saw that in theaters, not on a plane.
I mean, how could you not?
God, that movie was so cute.
Really, really good.
It was so good.
Fantastic.
I'm excited for number 2 whenever that comes out. But yeah, I watched 5 Feet Apart on a plane, and I was also sobbing. And I didn't have the stewardess come and like check on me. I wonder if it was because I was watching it on my iPad. But even then, people watch shit on their iPad. I don't know, but that stewardess had it out for me.
Maybe you're going through a really traumatic breakup on a plane, and like because like you couldn't. I mean, half of me is like, I don't know how you could, because I'm like, no, you just turn it off. Don't talk to them for like 10 hours. It's fine. You deal with it when you hit the ground.
But wow, what a great. It was. And so like, because of that, I have a lot of nostalgia kind of wrapped around it. And then I rewatched it at home, actually like in my own space, allowed to sob without someone going, are you sure you're okay? And I'm like, leave me alone.
I mean, you have Avery.
I have Avery. I do. But they don't ask if I'm okay during movies because they know the answer. But I mean, like, I watched this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have Avery. It's like,
but they're not doing the, are you sure you're okay? I'm like, shut up, leave me alone.
Okay, well, now I'm going to ask you, as I'm sobbing too. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, I feel like
the ending, I know this is like way out of order, but the ending, like Hopper's letter to her breaks my soul like every time. It like, and also like his death makes me sad because it's like, oh, like Joyce and him were so close and like we've been really wanting it all season, and it's like,
have we though?
No, but it's also like I feel bad for Joyce in the sense of like she's losing another person in her life after she's lost so much. So it was in that sense.
I agree.
But yes, Hopper in season 3 is not ideal. And then
I thought Hopper in season 3 was fucking hilarious.
Oh, he's hilarious. But like, I'm happy him and Joyce didn't
get together,
and I love I do love how he was really, really funny. I love how Hopper. But he still had his tender moments where I feel like he shines as a character because we don't see it very often. He is very closed off. And so like he's a couple tender moments with Joyce that we have like in the Hawkins lab, and then we have one underneath in Starcourt.
I think that's funny that those are the moments that you're like, yeah, I loved that part. My favorite moments of Joyce,
I feel like his character shines in those.
Yeah, but
but him like screaming at her in the car is fucking hilarious. Just drive.
I love the part of him screaming at the car, but it's in the beginning when they are talking and trying to devise a letter because Joyce is like, this is how you parent a teenager.
Yep.
And honestly, I loved
that.
I really liked Hopper in this season because you really got to see him struggle,
the panic
with being a dad and being a dad of an older child, because if we think about it, you know, he was like only
7 or 8.
Yeah, he was only a dad to a young child, and when he met Elle was a pretty young child, and now they are like going into freshman year.
Yeah.
So
I do love, and I kind of lump that into his like more tender moments. I do love how he's like, "What if I just kill Mike? I'm the chief of police. I can get away with it."
He's like, I do love how we should just kill him.
Yeah,
there's a better solution.
And
or force him to break up. I just feel like
it was a shift from his characters in season 1 and season 2, but it felt like a natural shift because he was just kind of like, what is happening?
Well,
I'm confused.
Yes. I also thought it was a natural shift because in season 1, Elle is just immediately introduced, brand new to the group. In season 2, technically, Elle isn't there.
No, she's with Hopper.
Yeah, like yes, she is with Hopper, but like she's not with the kids. as much, as well as like when they're so young.
Yeah.
I don't know, you're not really doing the things that you do when you're a teenager.
No, you do not.
And like hormones and shit like that hit your brain and you know, whatever. But I also feel like that would be so awkward as a parent.
Oh my god.
Like
that would be so awkward. And it's also like, it's his first time. I mean, everybody has a first time having a teenager, like, as a parent. But, like, everything that he's gone through, losing a kid, gaining a kid, and now it's just, like, he lost a kid. Now he's like, no, like, I need to, like, protect this child. And, like, I know that this might hurt them. And, like, and I'm, you know, so I think there is this just the level of, like, this is going to hurt her if it doesn't work out. I need to protect her because she can't hurt. She already hurts and she's lost so much, you know? And so... I like that aspect. So I do feel like it was a natural character development for him to have, like...
Yes.
This, like, midlife crisis, basically.
Yeah.
And I lump that beginning part in with his, like, more tender moments. But also the comedic moments kind of together. But then, like... I mean, I've said it throughout season 1 and season 2. I feel like he does shine when he is, like, being tender and quiet. And, like... having those like really heart-to-heart moments because we don't get them very often, and his actor does a really 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 great job with them. And like being still closed off but trying, like I feel like his actor does a really good job with them. And I do like the moment of him saying like, hey, like, you need to fight for us one last time, like to Elle afterward. And so like after all that, and like when Joyce like sees him go, she's lost so many people. Like I know Will's back, she lost her son, she lost, I keep wanting to call him Bill after last episode.
Bob.
Then I was going to say Ben, and I'm like, Ben's not right either. Bob, which was so sad.
Bob.
And so it's just sad to see her lose another person in that sense. I knew he was alive, like, immediately. I was like, there's no way that this man isn't alive.
Yeah, we never saw the body. I don't care.
Exactly.
I am that person. We didn't see the body, which is something that I'm going to bring up when we talk about season 5, because there are some crazy fan theories out there that I'm like, that's insane.
But the thing that really got me, like the tears were already going as he was dying, in quotes dying, and like just because I'm very much yes, the death makes me sad, especially if I love the character, but it's the character's reaction to that character dying that always get me. Like that's what I'm like. And so then Joyce's reaction. But the thing that really got me is because I'm so swept up in the moment. It was Joyce hugging Will afterward and seeing Elle looking for Hopper. And her breaking down because she knew she wasn't going to be able to hug her dad again. That's what got me. So I literally had to pause it and just sit there. I was like, oh my God. And then obviously the letter and how it was him having his heart-to-heart. And, like, just keep the door 3 inches open. Like, oh, God. Yeah. And then how that does come back in season 4 when we have their reunion. And it's I kept the door open 3 inches. And I was like, oh, my God, stop. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is, like, one of those things where it's, like, that does, yes, show the tender moments. But in, you know, the beginning of the season, we get that Mike and Elle are really truly dating.
Yeah. Which I know that there's many opinions about this. I don't like them. Mean, they're not terrible. I hate another couple more.
Which one?
Jonathan and Nancy.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, if you say Luke and Max,
absolutely not. I think they're
like,
so,
that's crazy.
No,
I
Luke
know
and
that
Max
sounds
bring
crazy.
Me so much joy.
I was like, I love them together.
I do.
I really do enjoy them together, and I enjoy the dynamic that they have, even though they're not highlighted as much.
No. But speaking of Max and dynamics, I absolutely did love her dynamic, because this is the first time we see Elle really interacting with, like, a girl and, like, someone that she and I love seeing her and Max.
I loved seeing her and Max's friendship evolve, as well as I loved seeing Max like give Elle other things, like such as like like who is Superwoman? Like, because all the boys talk about is obviously Superman. You know, like all of the comics that the boys like are obviously male centered media.
Yep.
Which obviously was a lot back then and still is now.
Yeah.
But it is so fun to see like Max and Elle be girls together, because you also don't see Max do that often at all. Because who else is there in the group? So it is nice to see that the girls in the group are bonding and they have fun doing all of the things that, you know, you're quote unquote supposed to do at a slumber party, you know?
And, you know,
like I loved like the prank calls, and I loved the like, oh, like let's have a makeover at the mall.
Yeah.
Like, you know, also just like the fact that it's so interesting to see malls depicted now. Because now at this day and age, malls have, at least around where I am at, and yeah, definitely around where you are at as well.
Absolutely.
But the malls are dead. Like they are dying.
They are gone. I mean, I know that one near you was like demolished.
Shut down. Yeah, they shut down and are demolished. And like,
there's 2 near you that are still pretty good and up and running.
I mean, yeah, but
I like those.
One of them I don't think will ever close.
No, I don't think the other one. The other one is more likely to, but I don't think.
It's so close.
It's so close.
It's actually like the amount of stores that are not in there anymore. I feel like the only thing that's keeping one of them alive is that movie theater. Is the dollar. Like technically now it's like a $5 movie. But like yeah,
I guess there's 3 near you then.
Only reason why that's keeping them 3? I don't know. I don't know what 3 you're talking about, but I only have 2 in my mind.
But it is sad, because I remember as like a kid and like going into my teen years, like being dropped off at the mall with my friends and just like having fun. Like that was such a big core memory of mine, and now that like it's honestly not a thing.
It's one of those things where it's like when I was younger, you either hung out at a park or at a mall, and there was no in between.
Nope.
And that was it. Because also, where else are you gonna go? Although I did have a large phase where I did like do like skating, so I hung out at the skate rink for a bit. There's a large stint of me doing that between the ages of like
skateboarding or roller skating.
Roller skating.
Okay, I was like, skateboarding? I can't see you really doing skateboarding.
No, unfortunately, I never got into skateboarding, but definitely roller skating and rollerblading was really a big thing. Yeah.
I was more of a roller blader than a roller skater.
I did both.
But I preferred, because I loved ice skating. Yeah. And so I preferred rollerblading. I still love ice skating, but I also had a big stint of like rollerblading.
Yeah, I had a big stint there where, you know, went to the skate rink and did that. It was fun.
Yep. That was really fun.
But yeah, those were the only 2 real places to go. So it was so funny, like seeing the mall like be so vibrant, especially because like when we think like back in the 80s, like that's when malls were just now starting up and they were really flourishing. So seeing like it be so exciting, and then like you also like get to see all of like the different groups of kids that are there, which I really liked the dynamic of, oh, this is Hawkins in summer, because each time we've got them either in the school year or within like a fall winter setting. So it's kind of fun to see them now like in summer being kids going to like, you know,
there's a fairground.
And last season we definitely got introduced to the arcade a lot because Max was at the arcade a lot. So it was fun to see like, you know, Hawkins kind of expand from the 4 to 5 buildings that we've only seen. You know what I mean? And kind of also see how the mall has changed Hawkins in terms of where even Joyce works.
Yeah.
how it's completely dead now. Like downtown is dying, and the small businesses are dying because of big, large corporations. So it's interesting to see that also occur.
Yeah.
When you see like this bustling area,
yeah.
you know.
And it is, like you said, it's fun because you're kind of cramming tons of different characters into the mall, and so seeing like how they all kind of interact. Like I know that Erica, what'd she say, like go die nerd or something?
Yeah, like because Lucas, like you get to see like Erica and her friends are now introduced. And then you see like Lucas and his friends like walking through the mall, and you see like the popular kids, and you see all of the other people, and then you also like, this is like our first like pan back to see what has Steve Harrington been doing after he left high school, and you figure out that he's working at an ice cream shop with Robin,
who is finally introduced. Yes. Not that the show felt empty without her, but she just adds such a great.
I think that she adds a very fun dynamic to the older group.
Yeah.
Because, and I also think that it was necessary and it was needed, because after a while the triangle is stale. Like the love triangle, the push pull, like all of that, it's stale. And season 4 is when we really see Jonathan and Nancy be a couple.
But like not really, because they're not together in season 4.
Yeah, they are.
You mean season 3?
Right. Yes, we are discussing season 3. You're correct. You're correct. You're correct.
But I do love it,
like,
and
you get to see more of like that kind of like dynamic.
And I do like how in this season the groups kind of changed around a little bit, because now
they're kind of together in season 3.
Yeah, and so I do love how
you said that they weren't, and then I was like, no, they are.
Well, I mean, like, Dustin's not with the younger kids. Erica's now a part of the group with Robin and Steve.
Yeah.
Now there's a
Nancy and Jonathan are, like, really together.
Yeah. In season 4, they're
fully
not.
dating.
Yeah, but in season 4, they're dating, but they're not together.
Yes. That's what I mean. Like, in season 3, we finally get to see their dynamic, that they're really dating. That's what I was talking about, not in season 4.
Yep.
So do you understand? I was like, so I just want to let the record say I was right and my point was correct and Ashley was wrong.
Thank you,
just want to let everybody know.
But it's fun to see like how like the groups kind of shifted a little bit. Because I know that I've said it. Stranger Things does have a Stranger Things thing on how it like rolls. They kind of get paired off on groups. They all come together and they fight the big thing. That's kind of how it goes pretty much every season. It's the formula.
Thank you. Yes.
And it was fun to see the groups shift a little bit. But it's also like, I get wanting to see different dynamics, but at the same time, it's like, it is a very realistic thing that they're going in the same groups, because that's what you do in real life. You naturally kind of flock to who you always hang out with. And so that's what the group is going to be. Like, it's always going to be Joyce and Hopper, because they're the adults. Why would the adults be hanging out with the kid? You know what I mean? Like, you definitely have and you see them dynamics and everything together, but it is a very natural, like, like I always hang out with this person, so I'm going to go in that group. Like, so it's just but
also, like, we see the shift, especially within this season, because of the couples that emerge and then the unlikely friendships that happen. So, for instance, we finally, get to see Erica a part of the group, but we see that Dustin and Steve have become so close.
They've become so close. And I do love how Robin, because, like, she's like, hi. He's like, hi. And then she's like, hi. He's like, is he here? Who here? Steve. And then Steve comes to Henderson. Is like so excited. And they have that stupid little handshake thing with the sword or the lightsabers. And then I love how Robin's like, how many children do you hang out with? Because the other kids are now coming over and hanging out with him a little bit more too. So it's fun to see Robin just be like, bro. Like,
I'm also sure that Steve has given ice cream to all of these kids multiple times.
Absolutely.
So,
I do, I know it's everybody's favorite. The Dustin Steve dynamic is so great, and I loved how it went from season 2. It started in season 2, season 2 to season 5. I think it.
Yes, the dynamic has really built, and it does give like a very like well-rounded friendship for them.
Yeah.
I also think that, you know, when it started, it definitely was like, hey, like, you were kind of like my mentor. Like, I look up to you. Like, Dustin was very much like that person of like, how do I get girls? How do I do my hair? Like, you know, at the end of season 2, we see, you know, Dustin do his hair very similar to Steve. But I love seeing how Dustin has been influenced by the older people in his life through season 2 to season 5. You see different people, you know, play a really big part in Dustin's life. And I think it's because, and I love the fact that we get to see that because Dustin doesn't have necessarily a girlfriend.
Yeah. Like he does. So he does get revealed
he does, but he doesn't have somebody that's present, which is like very much, I felt like it's like kind of odd how like the group is split though, because, you know, it's always going to be Jonathan and Nancy, and then the next like group is obviously Elle and Mike, and then Lucas and Max, and then it would be reasonable to be like, oh, it's Dustin and Will. But within these dynamics, most of the time, it's Mike, Elle, and Will.
Yep.
And then Dustin's left alone. And Dustin and Lucas used to be the pair, but now it's Lucas and Max. That's the pair. And so it's fun to see, you know, how the dynamic has changed and shifted. Also because Dustin went to summer camp.
Yep.
Because, you know, when we open the scene up, it is summer. It's the end of summer. So everybody's getting ready to come back for school.
Yeah, because it's July 4th. Because they have the July 4th. Like, I mean, I know that going to the fair was a thing once, you know, like, I got siblings and stuff. Like, it was a thing. We went to the fair.
I love that for you guys.
Yeah, I would never go on those rides again now.
Yeah.
Like, as an adult, I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, why did the parents let me do that? Those things could break so easy. That's insane.
Now, as an adult, knowing a lot more about the way those are constructed, it seems a little iffy.
Now, granted, were they fun as a kid? Yeah, absolutely. They were so fun.
Yeah.
There was only one, and it was like a windmill, but it's like it spun like this. There's 3 things like a windmill, and then the prong things like also spun. Oh god, I was like, I'm never doing that again. That was horrifying. I did it with Troy because Troy's like, let's do it, but I won't do it without you. I was like, ugh. So I went and I did it, and we both were like, nope, never again.
I'm trying to think about the ride that you're trying to describe to me, because a windmill that rotates, then also that rotates again, and the closest thing that I can think of is like the zipper, but it doesn't have the zipper, 3.
But no, it's not.
So like, are you in a pod like that like flips? So then I'm confused about how you're flipping.
I'll show you.
I was like, the way Ashley describes things, sometimes I have a hard time picturing. Oh, okay. Yes, that thing.
Ow. Yeah, that thing. Yeah, horrifying. So you're not, I never went on that again.
So the seat isn't turning, it's just the arms rotating.
Yes. So it's like the arms are going like this as like the machine, and then the arms itself are going like that.
Oh, I didn't know the arms itself do that.
Yeah. So like the like it moves like a windmill.
Yes.
And then the arms spin.
Okay. I didn't realize that the arms spin on those things.
Yeah. And like I never wanted to go on it again. But yeah. I
go on the swings.
I like the swings. And I'm very much I love roller coasters. I always loved going to like Six Flags and stuff like that. Like I love roller coasters. Sadly, I cannot do them anymore, which is okay. But
I've always hated theme parks, and I do hate it's not. And here's the thing: it's not
so much.
It's not the roller coaster aspect that I hate. It's
literally everything else.
Yeah, it's literally it's the people, it's the children, it's the why the fuck did I wait 2 hours in a goddamn line to go on a ride for 5 fucking seconds?
No,
really
actually,
pisses me off. Like it pisses me off. It's really bad. I was like, it's so bad. I'm like, it was not worth it.
One of the parks, and there's this one ride that's like really, really popular, and it's like you sit there and you're hanging there. And my friend and I went, and normally that line is so long, like it takes so long, but there was literally nobody there. Like I don't know what happened that day, but the park was like literally empty, and we literally went on that ride like 7 times within the span of like 15 minutes. Like it was so like boom, 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 and I was like, this is how theme parks should be. This is so fun. And then I agree. I went on the another ride where you like literally just go up and then down and then you go around. And but there's the only types of like I'm okay with a straight down drop. If I'm sitting, that's fine. The only ride I won't do is the one where like you're sitting and it's just a straight up on a bar and straight down. I refuse. I cannot do that ride.
I don't know.
I sat on it. I literally had my butt in the seat. I was locked in and I said, I can't, get me off. I was so close and I couldn't do it.
I mean, that's okay. I mean, everybody has their limits, obviously. I don't know. Like, it's like one of those things where it's like I don't really go on roller coasters because I really just think that they're a waste of my fucking time. Not that's because valid. I'm necessarily, like, scared. And, like, I will go for other people.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. Like, if people are like, hey, like, let's go do this one. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, let's go. I will wait in line with somebody else waiting in the line. But I also
go to a park by yourself is
that
literal shit.
I mean, some people really love it.
I don't.
Like I would like one thing where it's like there are some people that I know that love theme parks that are like, oh my gosh, like it's so fun to go, and like I just go like on a weekday or like just like after work, I'll run by the park and like do that, and I'm like, what?
Now, granted,
immediately I'm like,
will I go to a certain theme park for the food? There's a certain. The funnel cake? Yeah.
See, that's the thing is like I would rather just wait until like a fair to like do funnel cake, you know?
And that's what I started doing once I started going to the fair. But when I wasn't going to the fair and I had a pass for that theme park, I would go the funnel literally cake just for the funnel cake because... Yeah.
I mean, yes, of course, there are always like going to be like certain theme park foods that I get at certain theme parks.
I know you're a turkey leg woman. At a theme park or at a fair.
Anytime I can get a turkey leg, I will get a turkey leg. It's a thing.
I haven't had a turkey leg in years.
It's just so satisfying. I don't know, like even at the Ren Fair, I will go get a turkey leg. It's like one of those things where it's like I know that this turkey leg is so overpriced, it is unreal. But I was like at the Ren Fair, I'll get a turkey leg and a pickle. And obviously
that sounds
beer,
delicious.
Because why?
Yeah, it's a
because you don't go to the Ren. You don't go to the Ren Fair for any other reason besides the ladies. So
the Ren Fair is the style I aspire to be.
Yeah, no, I would love to dress you like that all the time.
God, that'd be so fun.
It's like, have you noticed?
Yeah, I have. I just need to get the shit that you've sent me.
I was like, have you noticed?
Kaylee is one of the bestest friends and will like just send me clothes and be like, get it. And I'm like, give me a second, Kaylee.
Well, no. Ashley is like, oh, like I think I would really like a top for this. And I'm like, okay, well, here are multiple options.
Kaylee's like, I've been waiting for this day. Like,
finally, I'm so glad that you asked me.
I'm pretty sure she has a folder of clothes.
I have so many saved for you. I'm so glad that you asked me. Here are your options. It's I also do options for like casual fits. Like it's this is if you want to like dress it up. This is if you want to dress it down. This is like multi-wear. You could do
Kaylee's
this
one of the bestest friends ever, you guys.
It's hey. It's a small. It's not a big price to pay. It's very small. Bless you.
Thank you.
If you need help, let me know. I'd love to dress.
Need your help.
I'd love to dress you. I'm like, yeah, let's play.
We need to go when we visit each other again and actually like.
I feel like we are Max and 11 sometimes, where we're like, oh my gosh, makeover! It's so fun. Let's paint each other's nails and get dressed.
It's really funny because I feel like that's really not our personality. But every once in a while, we're like, oh my gosh, like we just get
like
so
I just
into
want to
it.
like do your hair and get dressed up.
It's
like
so
I don't
fun.
like. I mean, now we have like almost like very like similar cuts, so it's like the we're gonna. I mean, I know how to style short hair, so it's like
I know, I'm so ready. And
it'll be fine.
When we were getting ready for the photo shoot that I had with my horse, it's like one of my core memories. I'm like, that was so fun.
I'm like, do you have this? Why don't you have something like
you
this?
need to go get a necklace right now. Like,
I'm so sorry. I'm like, okay, well, first of all, love this outfit, but also like I'm like,
it needed something.
I was like, we need to put a belt on, and you're like, are you sure? And
I think I said the belt, you said the necklace.
The belt is needed, and then because we tried on different belts. We tried on different belts. We decided the shoes, and then I was like, no, you need something. You need like an accessory, and we got to do your hair. We got to do slightly more makeup. I love that Ashley looked at me one time and was like, damn, Kaylee, you wear so much makeup. And I looked at her and I was like, that's crazy that you think that I wear so much makeup because I literally put on a tinted sunscreen. Like,
so
that is crazy.
Because I never really see you with makeup.
You put on so much makeup. And I was like, I really don't. Comparatively?
Oh, comparatively, absolutely. But like
to like women that actually know how to do makeup?
Oh, yeah,
absolutely not. Because I can't do makeup.
See you with makeup very often because
that's true.
I feel like it's also
we don't do things that warrant us necessarily like putting on makeup.
Yeah,
I feel like I do a lot more like makeup activities with some other of my friends.
Yeah, because like you and I are like, oh, let's just hang out. Like we're not really going. Which do I want to go next time? There's like a fantasy ball or something. Yeah. Are we going? Yeah, absolutely.
No,
and
absolutely.
We're gonna dress up and we're gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be so fun.
It's gonna be great. I cannot wait. Honestly, I'm like,
I really can't. I think that'll be so fun.
But I also just like think it's fun. Like every once in a while, just dress up and do that just for like no reason and just like go on a stroll. Like haha, I want people to look at me, but also don't look at me and don't approach me and don't say anything to me. I just want to look like this.
Exactly.
But like don't notice me at all, please.
Yeah, and it's like I've never been a person that's been like, oh my gosh, like I need to follow the latest trends of fashion. Like, hey, like I found what I like. I'm comfortable. I know what I want to change my style into. I'm getting there.
I was like, no, Kaylee has a very specific vision for you, Ashley.
No, I know. That's why I added it.
Stick with it.
That's why I added that. I know what I want to change my style to. I'm getting there. But I've never been like, oh, I need like tons of makeup. I've never been that person. No. But it's still fun to dress up every once in a while. Like I'm not a big like, oh, I need heels and a dress on and like looking like that every day, which people that do, good on you. Just
I mean, personally, I love it. I love the style, and I wish that I
had more things to dress like that too.
Yeah,
that's what I guess I would say.
I kind of wish that I had more things to do, but then it's also like some people are like, well, you shouldn't need an excuse, and you're like, yeah, actually, you're right. I shouldn't need an excuse
just have fun and dress up.
To do that because I should dress for myself, and so I feel like that's definitely.
I know the big thing for me is the thing that I really, really struggle with is like I go to the barn every day, and so I just naturally just go to like my barn clothes because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to the barn anyway. So why would I like change in the middle of the day? But then I'm like, well, Ashley, you could change in the middle of the day if you want to wear something else, and I'm like really trying to break that headspace.
But then it's also like the finding maybe different tops that you could wear at the barn that like fit your style that you like want to like do but also are practical.
Kaylee's about to send me 100 after this.
No, I was like, I have sent you 100. I have sent you I have sent you so many things that I'm like, oh hey, like you could also wear this at the barn, and you're like, oh, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, why not?
That's true.
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
just
why not?
Like I just don't want it to get dirty.
And I'm like, that's what a washing machine's called.
That's true.
That's what those are for. There's also like people, I know this is gonna sound absolutely crazy. I don't know if you know this, Ashley, but there are people that have like this almost career. Well, it basically is. It is a career. It's an entire business called
a dry cleaners.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's called the dry cleaners, and they actually take your clothes and professionally wash them.
Wow.
It's insane. It's like this new thing that's like, it's crazy. You know, I think maybe in the Upside Down they actually might have one.
It is an important thing to have. I think the Upside Down would have one. Yeah,
because where would Mr. Wheeler get all of his suits?
That's true. That was a good segue, though, back into the episode. Sorry for the long side tangent. You and I, wow, but like we have this really important thing to discuss, like, you know, Stranger Things and us. No. This is how our train of thoughts work. Welcome to our conversations, literally.
But it was really because we were bonding over girlhood, because Max and 11 have a grand old time.
Yeah, exactly. It flowed. It went well.
You know,
this is girlhood.
It is the thing, because also it's like you finally get to see 11 like dress up and have that.
Yeah, and also like her smiles and see. I think that's what it's also like. All the characters just seem so, for the most part, happy. Like they're just, and it's such a brighter like season 1 and season 2 are very dark. They're filmed at night a lot of the time. They're very, very, very dark. Season 3, it lit everything up, and I was like, wow, this is really bright and like exciting. It's new. This is really fun.
It felt like summer.
It felt like summer, and I think it's just a very nostalgic feeling.
And I think like they did such a great job of capturing what certain seasons feel like, and how the entire dynamic shifts depending on the season.
Yeah.
You know, and I loved seeing that, everybody was out and about and like doing these things, but it's also like so fun to be like, oh, Steven, Robin, and Dustin, Steve and Robin are working at an ice cream shop in a mall, but not only that, it's like while they're at the mall, they after like they go and they decode the Russian.
Oh yeah, because there's the Russian.
Yeah, like the Russian code in the mall. Even though Dustin doesn't, hear the signal from the mall, because he goes and sets up the tower. I also love that Dustin was so excited to for his friends to meet his girlfriend.
It was so cute, and they were all so excited too.
And it was a little heartbreaking to be like, oh, Dustin's just lying. Like, his friends, like, didn't believe him. And I was like, I
don't think Dustin would lie about that, you guys. Like, I literally, the entire time, I'm like, I never thought he was lying. I knew he wasn't lying. I was like, there's no way that this kid is lying about it.
But it's also, like, okay, think about the age. This is where, like, the age comes back in. And you're like, I mean... I'm like trying to remember what the fuck I was doing at that age. Like, yeah, I guess none of my friends at that point had like boyfriends or girlfriends or anything, but I was also an extremely sheltered child. Yeah. So I don't know if but when I made other friends and things, they were telling me that they did have like boyfriends and stuff at that time. Yeah. So it's like just because I find it to be different. But I've also
just never been a person where like I'd lie about something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I was listening to Reddit stories and just how like some people could like keep up the lie of cheating and stuff like that. I'm like, God, like that just sounds exhausting. I don't think I could do it. I mean, first, like Shane said, I wouldn't do it. I don't think I could do it. Like, I wouldn't last like a day. I'd be like, Avery, this happened, and I'd be like,
I love that those were the Reddit stories you were listening to.
We're just going through the playlist.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great.
Such a fun, like, nice, like, turn your brain off. And then you just get invested and your brain's not off and you're like, sorry, brain.
Yeah, but also it's like it takes so much effort. And then, like, some people maintain, like, multiple people.
For years. Like, this isn't, like, a little thing. Like, it's for multiple years. And I'm like...
Okay, so it's one of those things where it's like in my mind, the concept of cheating and having like multiple hidden partners is so overwhelming, but the concept of being poly and everybody knowing and like the clear communication is not hard for me, because it's like
it's also
it really is like the hiding and the lying portion that for me, I'm like, how do you maintain that?
And it's also, you and I are such, we hold communication so high, and like trust and honesty, and like communication is so high on our like.
Yeah, honesty and transparency is really, and communication.
That's it, like transparency and communication, I'd say. And obviously honesty, but let's say like it was a small lie and you came to me like, hey, I lied about this. I panicked. I'd be much more okay with that. Obviously depending on what the lie was, but like I'd be much more okay with that than you hiding and not telling me about it. Like it would. Yeah,
Ashley, I feed your dog chicken every time I'm there.
You're the reason she's sick.
I know. It's me.
But it's like, I would rather
me,
because like I know some people would be like,
to kill herself again today. God, I'm so sorry.
Literally. Like, let's say like I had a friend come over and she accidentally fed Eclipse chicken and she never told me about it, and Eclipse was just getting sick, but she was scared to tell me. I'm gonna be much more mad at that friend than if, let's say, you accidentally fed her chicken, like without even, like, it was just like you were just going through the motions and you went, oh fuck, I accidentally gave her chicken, and you were like, hey, like, I really didn't mean to, like, I didn't mean to give her chicken. I'd be like, yeah, no, that's fine. She'll just, be sick for a bit.
I left it out on the table and I should have picked it up, and she ate it.
Yeah, sounds about right.
She ate it. She tried to kill herself. It's her.
But it's like, communication is such a high thing on both of our, like, priorities in a relationship.
I agree.
And I know that there are multiple people that are like, that's so much communication. I'm like, well, this is what it takes to be friends with me. It's really not. This is really not. This is a level of communication that is healthy.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that it's wrong to do that. And then it's also like you see that, like, even throughout like the entire show, like Mike and his friend group and like all of the kids have a very large like moral code within the, like within the party. There are big party dynamics. Like, we see it in like the first and second season when Dustin is like, tells Mike, like, you have to apologize to Lucas. You were wrong. You dealt the first blow, so you need to apologize. They have big standards. And then like the idea of like, friends don't lie. Like, these are big themes throughout their friendship and their like, and like the quote unquote party that they have created for each other. That is so important. And so like when you see like Mike break Elle's trust, even though it was like out of this, oh my gosh, like Hopper's being a crazy man. Like, I'm sorry, when Hopper
I was like, sir, you need to
after like he writes the note with Joyce and he's just like, yeah, this is what I'm not going to do. And then he just like sits them down and he is like trying to talk to them, and all of a sudden he was like, Mike, you have to go home. And he was like, why? Or is it okay?
It's your grandma.
Your grandma. Is she okay? No, she is not okay. And you gotta go home. And he's like, what's going on? He was like, I'll tell you in the car. like the
literally.
Whole
and it's also, every time I see that scene, I've seen the bloopers for it more often than I've seen the scene.
It's your grandma.
And they all just bust out laughing every time he says it. And so now every time I watch it, actually, I'm like, I'm just waiting for them to laugh, and they don't. It's the same thing with the goddamn song that people made of Eddie trying to wake Chrissy up. And
Chrissy, wake up.
I don't like this. Chrissy, wake up. Every single time. And I'm like, so I watched season 4 for the first time. That's a season 4 topic. But that is. And I was like, okay.
It's so funny to like.
It's so funny.
But it's also like, it's so interesting how like in this day and age, how like such a small feature and clip can really like,
it really is
skyrocket and like become cemented in part of the fandom forever. Like, I feel like season 4 had the most like viral clips.
Oh, for
comparatively
sure. TikTok was blowing up at that point. I feel like TikTok wasn't not that it wasn't a thing past that. I mean, I think when Stranger Things came out, was it still Musical.ly? Do you remember Musical.ly?
No.
Oh, TikTok was
no.
Musical.ly.
I don't know. I got on TikTok late. I'm not gonna lie about it.
Oh, I did too. I was on Musical.ly. Okay, Musical.ly officially became TikTok on August of 2018. So it was not. Okay. TikTok wasn't even a thing when Stranger Things came out.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like it was like obviously like just, you know,
Musical.ly was like the same thing in a sense, but it was more of like you're mouthing these songs and just having fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of like lip syncing and things like that.
But it was,
which still TikTok is to this day.
Exactly.
It's like the platform has definitely expanded.
Mm-hmm. And so it's just interesting because then season 1 and season 2 it wasn't really a thing. Mm-hmm. Season 3 it was a thing, but by like less than a year. And so
there was only one viral thing from season 3 that I like remember, and it really is the still of Mike saying, well, it's not my fault that you don't like girls. And it's just like his face and then Will's face and then just like multiple different like phrases over it, you know?
Yep. I remember that. I also remember,
which I also think is a wild thing to say to like your best friend.
Oh, wild.
Like highly also, insensitive and kind of a wild thing to say, but
this
also
is a season 5 spoiler. I can wait till the end. But also I know the clip of Steve going, hold on, I need to move my mic because I'm about to get really loud. I don't like Tina and her party or Uncle Tom. I don't, no one's gonna care if we die in a Russian elevator. And like how he gets so mad about it. I know that kind of blew up, but I don't know if that was more recent of a blow up.
Yeah, I think it was just like the highlighting like when the characters kind of lost it, because there are some times where it's like they're like, oh, I don't remember them doing that, and then like it's just like multiple clips of their character doing that, you know.
And it's also, I mean, going through everything, I'm shocked that they haven't had more mental breakdowns after everything.
Oh my god, I know, right? Because like even like we're talking about like season 3 right now is yes, it's summer, but you know we finally get a like, you know, Will is back, and it's been a bit, and we're seeing like a villain, like a real villain emerge in all certain terms that is like connected to the Mind Flayer, that is, you know, something that is different but still very similar, you know, crawling out of this deep dark pit.
And it's I guess we probably should start with it. The Russians opened up the portal again after Elle closed it, and so then Will's like, oh my gosh, it's the Mind Flayer. I feel him. And Billy is the first one to kind of like be captured by him. Yeah. And also, I will say, Billy's actor does a great job.
Billy's actor is kind of hot. I have, there's I think of me personally, I'm like, I think
she finds Billy hot.
Billy and Eddie could those gentlemen are very nice. They're very nice looking men. Very nice looking people. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it.
His actor did a great job.
He did.
Like, he did. And like him,
I also loved like what an asshole he was.
He's an asshole. We see that in season 2. Yeah,
but I really love in season
3 the stuff with him and Mrs. Wheeler.
I was gonna say, are we gonna talk about it?
Absolutely. But first, I really love him and how the Mind Flayer like really wants him to take her, and him really, really like battling with it. And like it's a side of Billy we haven't seen yet, which I thought was really interesting. And I think also that man can just hold tears in his eyes, and I'm like, like, and a good amount of tears, and I'm like, oh god.
I feel like the only other time we kind of see that side of Billy is in season 2 when Max is like not really there. Or does it happen in this season? No, I think it is season 2 when it happens, when the interaction between Billy and his dad.
That's season 2.
Yeah. In season 2 you kind of see like that side of like, this is a front, this is a mask, he is like really like doing this like as a front.
Yeah.
And even like the persona that he wears as a lifeguard, you know. I also it is one of those things to say that like the depiction of very stereotypical suburban moms was really funny.
Yes.
I thought it was funny because, you know, obviously all of these moms are at the pool with their kids. Mm-hmm. You know, and Billy knows that, but like the fact that Billy is, I also think that this is a interesting thing to point out is that, sorry, choking on my, on just air because breathing is hard.
It is, I agree.
You see the idea that Billy is a very traumatized kid that acts a certain way and participates in very risky behavior because of the thrill, because it like gives him something else to do, which is also like a big thing that I feel of like why he hits on suburban moms.
Yep.
And it's also like the idea of, I feel like that gives him a lot of like that rush of like power of like, oh, like I am seen as an adult, like I am like what these women want, because that's inherently kind of what his dad like taught him in all certain ways of like, oh, you have to go be a man. Yep. And like that is a really big thing for Billy's character, is like going and being a man. You know. And it's interesting, like, at the first, like, part of the pool, you do see Mrs. Wheeler, like, playing into this very not okay thing. It is a little, it makes me feel uncomfortable about it, because kind of like how Ashley, like, brought it up, I was like, I could not fathom the idea of cheating. And it's
can't. And it's also, not only is it her cheating, and she has, like, a family and stuff like that. Yeah. And, like, she puts her ring down, because they're getting ready for a date, her and Billy.
Yeah, because she puts her ring down. Billy does, Billy does ask her out. Offered, it's well, I could give you private swimming lessons. I didn't know you did private swimming lessons for adults. And he was like, of course I do, Mrs. Wheeler. And then it's just like oh, do you do it here? It's like no, let's go to a motel and I'll give you some swimming lessons. And we're like, that was a crazy proposal, sir.
That was crazy.
Because it was subtly not subtle. I don't know how else to put that.
It was subtly not subtle. No, fantastic way to put it.
It was a subtle, like, it was subtly not subtle, because yeah, technically if somebody was like, oh, like, obviously, like, she's going to swim lessons, but it's like why are you going to swim lessons at a motel? Yep. That's like a little ways out. Like, that's like out, like a little bit outside of Hawkins.
Yep. And she gets all dressed up.
Like, it's on like the outskirts.
She takes off her ring. But she does, as she's walking out, she sees Tom and Holly sleeping together, which I know the actor, it was originally going to be just Tom sleeping there, but Karen's actor said that wouldn't have been a reason to stop her. She needs to add Holly. Absolutely. Holly on his lap would stop her. And so they added Holly in. And then...
Because I agree, because it makes it so much more powerful. Because I also feel like you see the depiction of how Mr. Wheeler treats Mrs. Wheeler. Yep. Quite often.
Yep. And I don't like Mr. Wheeler, but it's also another thing that makes me uncomfortable.
I have a big point about their relationship soon.
I'm so excited. It's not only the fact that it's cheating and I can't even fathom it, but it's also, ma'am, you're in your 40s, and he literally just turned 18. He just graduated.
Yes,
like that's.
I agree.
Weird, and I'm
it is
like,
weird.
It makes me.
It's fucking
like.
It's
I don't know
weird,
when his birthday is, but I mean, he just turned 18.
Yeah,
within the past couple months. Like,
I mean, has he turned 18?
Even
nobody knows.
Exactly,
and that's the part that makes me super uncomfortable. See, that's the part that makes me super uncomfortable, is like that is an adolescent. That's a child.
It just makes me uncomfortable.
But it's also like the idea of, you see the, how far, because I thought that Mr. and Mrs. Wheeler were like 10 years apart, like 8 years apart, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I was like, I'd like you to look it up, because I do have kind of have a spoiler for season 5.
Hold on, I'm looking at. Okay, Billy was 18.
Okay, good. At least Billy was fucking 18.
No, he wasn't. He turned 18 on July 4th, 1985. Oh, wait, that's the day he died. That's the day he died. Sorry. He turned. He was born on March 29th. So he was March, April, May, June, July. 4 months. 18.
Okay. Yeah. No. Still not.
Still
okay.
wrong. Don't do that.
Still not.
Who
am
I looking up?
I was like the age difference between Mr. Wheeler and Mrs. Wheeler. But also it's like the idea of, you see that Mr. Wheeler doesn't pay attention to her like he used to. We see that type of like dynamic of him like really like settling into like the suburban hood of their family.
So their ages are he was born in between 1937 to 40, and then she was born in between August and November of 1941. So in between a 1 to 4 year age gap.
Yeah. So still, regardless, like, in terms of like, if let's just say like, oh, like they were 4 years, you know, she was a freshman when he was a senior, and if they dated all through her high school years, you know, she was dating somebody that was older, that had a career, and that I'm sure like she felt really great because he prioritized her a lot, and he, you know, told her that she was pretty, and like, you know,
yep.
It seems like Mrs. Wheeler, just by even like the way that like she looks against like the other suburban moms, was very much the popular cheerleader in school that married, you know, the high school quarterback.
Yep.
And they have like this cute, perfect little suburban life.
And I mean, that's what I think they say that.
And
I think
Nancy says that
like
she doesn't want that life. She doesn't want to have, you know, 3.5 kids. She doesn't want to have like
0.5. How can you have half a kid?
A dog. That's what people call a dog.
No, that's a kid.
That's why when people say, "Oh, like I want to have 2.5 kids," they mean they want to have 2 kids and a dog.
Got it. Thank you.
You've never heard people say that?
Never.
Oh. No, I've definitely heard people say it. I've heard people say it so much, all the time, constantly.
Interesting. Anyway, but she was just 43.
Like the age that we are.
Yeah, she was 43 in season 3, so that means 43, damn. And he was.
She 18. Looks so fucking good.
Oh, she looks phenomenal.
Me immediately, damn.
But the fact that she was that's 43.
Yeah. But it's also like one of those things where it's like I'm sure that it felt great. You're 43 years old. You popped out 3 kids.
Yeah.
And your husband doesn't make you feel like he, you know, values you or appreciates you or acknowledges, like, you know, the effort that you put into making yourself look good all of the time. Because, like, we see Mrs. Wheeler's vanity, and, like, obviously we can see, like, on her vanity that she has makeup products, you know, moisturizing products, hair products. Like, we see all of, like, these products, like, set out for us. And you're like, yep. Obviously she takes really good care of herself.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that, like, he's not appreciating that. So I do think that the addition of Holly on Mr. Wheeler's lap reminds her of, this is why I married this man. Mm-hmm. You know, I did want to have kids with him. I wanted to have this lifestyle with him. And she does feel guilty about, you know, standing Billy up. And then she's like, hey, like, this is why, like, I need to. Like if you think about it, like, Mrs. Wheeler wears heels to the pool.
Yep.
She wears, like, yes, I'm not going to lie, it's not like she's not wearing like stiletto, like pleaser heels. She's wearing like little kitten heels.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still very seductive in a way as a mom, as a suburban mom to wear to a pool. But then again, you can argue, oh, well, back in the 80s, a lot of women wore like little kitten heels to the pool.
Yeah.
Which is very true. It's very trendy. I also love that Mrs. Wheeler and Nancy were very much on the latest fashion trends.
Yes, they were.
Throughout the entire season. Like, they never dressed like it's interesting to look at Joyce's wardrobe comparatively to Mrs. Wheeler's.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, like, the difference of, like, what security has brought certain people comparatively to instability in their life.
Yep.
But it is interesting, like you said, that we see Billy like hold back and be like, no, I'm not going to take her.
Yeah, and it's like, I remember watching it for this and like my rewatch recently, and it cuts to him like throwing her against the locker, knocking her out. I remember going, oh my God, like I just didn't remember that, and I went, I don't remember that happening, and then it flashed, like it was his mind saying to do that, and I was like, oh, but again, the way that he can hold tears and just that like shaking he has about it, and then later when we cut to him like in a ball in the bathroom, like just like sobbing, and I'm like, oh my God, like his actor does a great job. And then once again, if we skip to him in the sauna, him curled up saying, Max, it wasn't me, like really really sorry about it, and then that's not the mind flayer. Then the mind flayer comes, and I do love how Will's like, hey, like the mind flayer's here, and Mike's like, Max, step away from the door, and she's like, what? And then he yells like, step away from the door, and then he slams forward. I really do like that scene, because once again, the actor does a great job. I believe in that scene was the first like F-bomb of the series. Like, this is the first time they said fuck, wasn't it? Because I saw an interview recently where they like recently in the point, because there was a behind the scenes of the finale, and they were like, we were really careful not wanting to use fuck in a loose sense because we wanted it to have an impact when we did.
Absolutely.
And I was like, that's so fair. I say it all the time, I'm so sorry, but
well, it's one of those things where it's like especially within media,
there's a difference than everyday life. Yes,
there's a difference than in everyday life, but you also do have for certain media outlets, there are there's a number on how many you can say. There's also, depending on like what it is, that there's a number like on how many that you can say, but there's also like the idea of, are you going to now start excluding people from like your general audience, because if
and this isn't
have
like
a lot of those, it goes up in rating, and so then kids won't be able to watch it, type of thing.
And this is very much like a tween,
but I also agree that
show.
Cussing is a buzzword. Like saying the word fuck is a buzzword. A lot of people, especially writers, hold that to the end because it is one of those things where you're like, oh, that is a big impactful moment. Like, what would you say? Like, just like a visceral reaction to that. Yeah.
And so it's and also obviously it depends on what the media is, in the sense of like, they say fuck all the time in the Empyrean series, but that's like an adult series, and that's not being targeted towards kids. And so like it very much depends on what is the general audience, and this is very much like a pre-teen up show. I was like, this is very much a YA. Like I would recommend this. I mean, I watched it at 12, so I was like, this is very much a YA. This isn't like this is like a coming of age story. This isn't like a, this isn't this isn't like 50 Shades of fucking Gray or something. I was about to say, like this is I was like trying to think of a horror movie, and I was like, I wouldn't recommend that to a kid. I watched all the horror movies as a kid, so I mean, I can't. So like that's why I was like, I don't, never mind. I don't know. I watched all the shit. Once I hit like 14, 15, COVID is when I was like, But I mean, I was like 12 or 13 when I first started watching horror. And I mean, like, that's all I watched with one of my friends.
It's me. I don't know. I have like really large core memories with my father about watching horror films and things like that, because we would watch them when my mom went to Bible study. And I was like 5 or 6. Like, I just like very vividly remember like watching all of the Saw movies with my dad.
Oh my gosh.
Like I watched all of the Saw movies. We watched all of Friday the 13th. Yep. We watched all Freddy Krueger movies. We like I just vividly remember there were certain things that I just remember watching with my dad. Like I also like remember like watching like Texas like Chainsaw Massacre like with my dad. Like I remember watching Cloverfield with my dad. It's just like it's a thing that like I started out so young.
Yeah. And so it's one of those things
so I was like, yeah,
I wouldn't recommend this to like a 12-year-old, but I'm like, actually you were watching this shit as a 12-year-old. Like but then it's also like as an adult, it's a very different dynamic. Like as a kid, if you find, no one recommended it to me. We found it ourselves. And I feel like there is a different like, as you kind of evolve into like, you know, becoming more of an adult, like there's a different, as being an adult going, what's one that I can think of? I remember Doug recommending The Ring. I'll use that as an example. Like Doug, or like recommending The Ring. Huh?
I was like, the Ring has good parts in it.
It does. And I remember as I was watching it, I was probably 14 or 15. We were watching it. And then it just ended. And mind you, it's like 2 or 3 a.m. And the house phone rang.
I love that.
And I was like, what the fuck? And, you know, I was like, I'm not answering that. Why is someone calling at 3 a.m? And I went, hey, Alexis, you want to go on a walk? And she went, yeah. And we went on a walk around our neighborhood at like 3 a.m. And then, oh my God, it was so odd. We were walking in the neighborhood. I'm so sorry. This is a side tangent episode. We were walking and in my dad's house, it's very hilly. And so we walked up and then down a hill. And at the end of the hill, this is like the steepest hill in the neighborhood. At the end of the hill, we saw this person in a coat and a hat with a book underneath the streetlight. And then they'd close it, walk to another streetlight and open it. And I was like, what is happening? I hate this. Like, it's a very odd.
Listen,
thinking back,
trying to motivate themselves.
Yeah, I mean, so valid.
To walk a little bit more.
So valid. It was just very odd. At like 3 a.m., someone was doing that. And then the phone ringing at 3 a.m. And I was like, I hate it. And then we watched The Ring 2. Yeah, but I could recommend. Yeah. I mean, like, it's just such a different feeling being the adult recommending things to a kid than being the kid getting things recommended to.
I guess. I don't know.
But then I think back about what I was watching and I went, no, you're right.
I don't know. I guess I watched a lot of media, yes, by myself. And yes, I did watch a lot of media with my parents. But it got to a point where, like, I started recommending, like, my parents, like, watch certain movies that, like, I had watched. Because I was like, oh, I know that they'll like that.
I do that now, too.
You know? So it's, like, I don't know. I started that, at, like, from a very young age just because I have consumed so much media over the years. But I also know that, like, I have different taste in certain points where I'm like, oh, yeah, no, they would hate that movie.
Yeah.
Or it's like oh, yeah, like, you should watch, you know. Like I do have, like, some of, like, my top, like, favorite movies that I think that I recommend to a lot of people that I'm like, hey, these are great movies and like, everybody should watch it. Yeah, Coraline. I think that everybody should watch that movie. It's really fantastic.
It's a great movie.
You know, you really want to cry. Like I really loved The Farewell. I thought it was so good. You know, but it's also like I think that that's just like kind of happens like as you age. And I felt like this series was definitely a coming of age series overall. And yeah, we do get to see the Mind Flayer now take on like more of a cemented form, especially with the rats.
God, not that I forgot because it's such a prominent thing, but like seeing it again after not watching the show for so many years, the way like the humans and stuff melt and like become this like creature, and mind you, like this is the first time oh god, the sounds it made, disgusting, but so good. This is the first time I've been able to watch this series without having to look away at like shaking and things. And so it was a lot different of an experience for me personally, because shaking was a really, really, I mean, it still is, but like a trigger for me growing up. And it's like, as I watched this, like whenever they're shaking, like when Will was like being like exercised, I couldn't watch that scene. So it was a lot more like, wow, like how impactful. Like I had to have people narrate it for me. And so like being able to see that was really fun. And like just seeing them just like melt. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And then also like just like seeing how it really did just start so little. It started so small, and then like to see like the mind flare at the end of the season become so big, and like and then like the rift like tearing through the mall and infecting people is so interesting. But also it's so interesting how Murray comes back in this season,
because he's the only and I love how Joyce is like, this is the only person you know that can translate Russian. And I love the relationship Murray and Alexei get. It's so fun.
Yes.
And it's like, I really do, because Murray's definitely there to be like the comedic relief and things like that, but there are certain moments where I'm like, I really do like Murray. Like when they're going to the mall because they hear on the radio that there's kids at the mall and they're trying to get the kids, and how both Joyce and Hopper are like, those are our kids. And then I do love how soft Murray's like, hey, like, we don't know if those are your kids. And then they're like, no, we do. Like the moments where he can kind of like, yes, he's the comedic relief, but he still knows like, hey, like, this is not
be a little realistic about the situation.
But he's just so fun and goofy. Like, is he a creep? Absolutely. But is he fun and goofy? And we love him anyway? Yeah. And him with Alexei, they would have had a great life together.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting how Murray is depicted, but also the very fast, quick friendship that happens between like Murray and Alexei, and how
just from like making even, like, the fun dynamic
of like, oh well, I wanted cherry and this is strawberry, and then you know, Hopper really being like, oh, he's not going to run away. And then like that split second of like, oh no, he really is. Yeah. And then him stopping and being like, actually, they're going to kill me when I get back. I don't know where I would go. And it makes a lot of sense about that. But it's also the one thing that I did love to see was Murray's face when Alexei gets shot at the fair. Because Alexei's having so much fun. Like, this is, like, the first, like, real, quote-unquote, American thing that they get to go do. Yeah. They're having fun, and, like, you see
and, like,
Murray
he's dancing with the corn dogs. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you just see this look of, shit, if we would have stayed in the car, he wouldn't be dead. And, like, the guilt that, like, washes over him.
Yeah.
And just, like, the, oh, shit, where are they now?
Yeah.
And then it's the like all of those things, because like, you know, Hopper tells them stay in the car for very specific reasons. Like we don't want you to be seen, stay in the car.
Yeah.
And it's just like to see that happen and to see his face fall. I think that's like for him when things really started becoming like even more like serious and real.
It was the moment of, oh, like I know you guys are all telling me this shit. I helped you with like exposing Hawkins' lab and everything like that, but it was the, oh shit.
Yeah,
like,
but
now
people didn't die in front of him.
No.
Like that were close to him in the second season.
And I will say, once again, there is the Stranger Things, what did I call it? Trope? Nope. Formula. The formula where they introduce a character and then kill it by the end. Yeah. It happens for 3 seasons straight. You know, and you know what's going to happen, especially by season 4. You know what's going to happen. But it doesn't lessen the impact, at least for me. And I'm like,
yeah, it doesn't lessen
because you just end up falling in love, because the characters are so real. All the actors do a great job like portraying these characters as like real people, and like being like the settings and the set design and everything like that. It's just like, these are real people having fun, and then it's just like the
yeah, but also it's like to give them such an impactful through line to highlight other characters, I think is very beautiful. Like, to be quite honest, I loved Bob, but I thought that it was the best thing for him to die.
Absolutely.
I also think that, like, it changed Joyce, just like a spoiler alert, that Eddie's death changed Dustin.
Dustin going through the motions in season 5. Good God, it hurts.
And, like, you see it very, like, it's a very prominent thing about how grief and loss changes people.
Yeah.
But then not only that, how it never goes away. Like, for instance, you see Joyce for the entire 3rd season and also throughout the 4th season missing Bob.
The flashbacks.
Also, like, yeah, and one of the biggest reasons of why Joyce is like, oh, the magnets are demagnetizing. Why is that? And then they find, the whole reason, like, why they go and they find Murray and they find Alexi and they find all of this is because Joyce was like, Bob's superhero drawing keeps falling down off my fridge. This is weird.
Yeah.
And she knows that it's not the kids throwing it on the ground. Yeah. And so it's one of those things where you see that is one of, like, the pinnacle points as well. And that, Bob has had a very lasting impact on all of them. And Alexi had an extremely big impact on Murray. And we see that, and we see, like, the resolve, because we see the resolve through season 3, and then once Alexi dies, then we see the resolve again, like, ramp up in season 4, like when Joyce asks him about everything. But I also think that season 3 is great because we see how much, like, Billy struggles with this side of himself. Yep. Almost, and, like, trying to fight. Like, you brought up the scene where he's like, it wasn't me, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. And, like, you can see how guilty he feels because, like, yes, everybody views him as, like, this, like, asshole, like, monster guy, but, like, he knows deep down inside he's not, and, like, he never wanted to be. And that's, like, a big thing when you go through, like, his mindscape.
Oh, it makes me so sad every time that scene happens. And this is oh God, I'm just like, and how, like, Elle is just laying there because, now Billy's over her trying to, like, kill her. Yeah. And she's like, your mom was pretty. Like, she was really pretty. Yeah. Like, because also if we think back to season 1, like, that's what Elle said to herself in the mirror. Like, her saying, like, someone's pretty is such a big thing for Elle. Yeah. And so it was
the first time she puts on that ugly wig.
Oh God, I know.
The ugly, atrocious wig.
And I do love how they're, like, fighting him, like, fighting the Mind Flayer flesh thing with, like, fireworks and stuff. I think that's really fun because it's again, very, like, innovative. Very innovative, and also, like, bringing in that, like,
4th of July
American
magic.
4th of July magic that they're trying to go for.
Yeah.
But also it just stays in the theme of, like, this is a very bright season and let's make it bright. Let's fight them with fireworks. But I will say, like, Billy's death also makes me cry because it's again, like,
and you also saw Max,
her scream.
But it's also, like, I understand, like, the very turbulent emotions that you must be feeling for somebody that has made your life a living fucking hell. That has taken a lot of their anger out on you because you were the smallest person there. Yep.
And yet still you love them in a twisted way because it's your brother, and it's a whole thing.
But it's also, like, think about how many other things that they went through. Like, not only like they moved they moved, you know, to this podunk town from California. Like, that is also like a huge move to do. And like, I'm sure that, like, yes, you were an adult when you moved, but there's
still a lot.
It would be jarring.
Yeah.
As a child in a school system to move.
And it's also, we don't know.
From California to the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah, literally.
And I have to say that
into the, like, all the things and all the shit that's happening in Hawkins.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's a lot. And it's also, we know.
Be thrown into that.
Exactly. And it's also, we know that, obviously, Billy's dad is not a great person. We don't know how he treats Max. And that's, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like, we don't know. And I could see Billy standing up to him for that. But then still being an asshole to her. And so there might be that layer underneath. Again, that's not shown in the show. That's speculation. Yeah. But I would not be shocked if he maybe not did anything sexually or anything, but like grabbed her, like physically just like harmed her or something.
See, that's the thing is like, I don't know if he's ever physically hurt her in all certain terms, because half of me feels like Billy wouldn't do that because he saw his mom be beat.
No. Billy's
that was
dad.
like one.
No. Billy's dad with Max.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if it ever got like sexual. I don't know.
I don't think that it would have, because I don't think that her mom would have stayed.
Yeah, but I think it maybe got physical, and Billy could have like stood up in that sense. So now there's that layer of like, he's still an asshole to me, but he's standing up for me to his dad. Yeah, because that's kind of how siblings work.
I think that's kind of how like a big dynamic was, because I think that like from a very young age, and like, you know, watching, like, Billy watched his dad beat his mom. That's why she left.
Yeah.
And like, and he openly says it to the dad in season 2, like, you're the reason she left me.
Mm-hmm.
It's your fault. And then, you know, his dad says, oh, it was actually because of you, because you weren't man enough to do anything about it.
Yep.
And that's why I really do think that, like, you are correct. Like, he probably does step in a lot, because he's like not down for women being beaten, which good for you. But also,
you know, don't be a racist asshole.
Yeah, don't be a racist fucking asshole. Like, that was crazy. Like, in season 2, you really do see it, and you're like, wow, that's
crazy, sir.
I mean, it's prominent in all media, very subconsciously. And I do think that in terms of like how the 80s were, I think that it was like a very honest depiction of it. Yeah. I honestly think that they probably like lessened it, because
for sure,
they knew that it wasn't super kosher to put that in there.
For sure. And you know, Elle obviously kills the mind flayer. Wow, that's shocking. She does, you know, like get bitten on her leg and loses her powers after, because she just gets so drained. Which I was a little confused about, but that's okay.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Okay, I was confused. Like, I was just like, I think it was just because she got so drained, or like, did the cut like really do something that big to her? But I was like, where did your powers go? Like, why did you all of a sudden, like, you literally closed the gate and got so exhausted from closing this massive ass gate in the second season. What's the difference here? And like, why did you lose your powers here? And I feel like it was never fully explained.
I feel like the reason why she lost her power in season 3 when she closed it, because so there's like the theory about how the worm that she rips out of her leg like kind of plants something in her, like kind of like an off switch like type of thing to prevent her. But honestly, I think it's trauma.
Like a trauma block. Yeah.
I immediately think that that's what it is, but then also like the exhausting effort to close a gate.
Well, like, she didn't close the gate that time.
Yeah. Because she closes it
in season 2.
She closes it in season 2, like after she meets Collie. But you know, she's just like so exhausted, and I think that, to be quite honest, I think it was a trauma block. And then also, like, not only that is now Hopper is not here. I think there's so many things that like made it stress induced, because like in season 4 they do kind of theorize, like Brenner theorizes that is why.
Yeah.
Like,
and, like,
you
need
blocked this out. You need to remember, because she does suffer from a bit of amnesia almost.
Oh, for sure. A lot of trauma blocking. I don't blame her. A lot of shit.
A lot of trauma blocking, but then it's also like the I will admit, I get to a point where I'll mention it more in the later seasons, where it confuses me sometimes about how they write Elle's dialogue and why they write it in so much broken English when she's been part of the world for like 7 years and she still can't talk correctly. Yeah. And then, you know, you say, oh, well, like, you know, obviously, like, she wasn't educated. And it's like, yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I kicked my desk. Yeah, sorry, that was me. Like, she wasn't educated. This time. Yeah, not an earthquake. It was just me kicking it. You know, about why they chose to continue that, because it seems like right after season 3 ends, the reason why I think that it is so much of trauma, because, like, you know, you see her within like season 4 and you see how she speaks in high school. Yeah. And she didn't talk like that in high school. Like, she didn't talk like that in Hawkins. Not nearly as bad. Yeah.
I was like, so worse or like, better? And I'm like, I'm trying to think. Yeah.
You know, it's like things like that where you're like, she still talks very juvenilely. Yeah. Like it's still like a very juvenile like sense of speech, which is interesting to me that her character hasn't expanded in that.
Yeah, and she does get it a little bit better in season 5, but it's still choppy.
Yes. Which I think is just like a writer's choice, obviously. Yeah. Is a very interesting writer's choice, but I think for season 3, like, what made it stand out the most for me was I liked that they killed somebody off that was a part of the series for at least 2 seasons. Yes. I enjoyed really that nice. Because it felt like Billy was close to the kids in a very similar way like Nancy is close to the kids, you know? Because, I mean, and also like Nancy and Jonathan throughout season 3 and you see Nancy struggle with the idea of being a woman in a workplace. Yeah, because it's a big thing.
It's a big thing. And I know that, like...
And it's still a big thing. You know, HR was invented for men like Tom.
Oh, for sure. But, like, the people that she works for are very much there to kind of show how the sexism is in the workplace. Yeah. And
even in, like, the journalism, in like, the journalism industry.
It's a big thing. Like, and I know that, like, people don't want to admit it, but it's still the same way now. Like, oh no, you're just you're just
a pretty face. It's fine.
You're just a pretty face. Like, just go get us coffee and sandwiches. Like, it's still a really big thing, and people don't want to admit it. And like, I know that it seems very like characterized and like very big in Stranger Things. Like, that's like, it was just a very big performance of it, but that's still how it is in real life. Does that make sense? Yeah.
And like, I mean, it's supposed to be. You know, it's supposed to be over exaggerated, but I do like how it kind of shows the difference between her and Jonathan, like how the rift is starting, where Jonathan is just like, no, like, let's not do it. Like, I don't want to lose my job. Like, but also, like, you can argue that Jonathan has more of a realistic viewpoint of him being like, I can't lose my job. I need this job to save up for college. I need this job to help my mom. I need this job to, like, you know, provide money, because that's the only reason why he's even working in season 1. Don't know what he's doing, and I don't know if he's been working at that paper the entire time. Yeah. You know, taking photos for them. I don't know. But he has been working since the first season. Yeah. And so, you know, now Nancy is there, and like it does seem like Jonathan helped her get that job.
That's what I was gonna say. I think he helped her get that job.
And also, like, that's the other reason why Jonathan is like, hey, like, I don't really want to do any of this. And like Nancy like pressures him because he does feel like, hey, this is really unsafe and I don't want you to do this alone, but I don't really want to participate because I don't want to like do this, but I can't have you do this alone. And she's like, well, if you're not going to go with me, then I'm going to go alone. And like, I do love like the, hey, I'm an independent woman and like I can do what I want. But also at the same time, I understand where Jonathan's coming from, because it's like is it worth risking your job?
Mm-hmm. And it's also, they come from very different families and stuff. Like if she lost a job, she can go get another one type of thing. Like it's not gonna really. If she lost a job, like she can ask, like she can, you know, she has her parents to lean on, and her parents aren't depending on her to make a certain amount of money to pay rent. Yeah. Or to pay utilities, or to. Exactly. You know, anything like that. And, you know, it does seem like Jonathan is the one that has the car because he is driving. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like we're talking about gas, insurance. Yep. You know, all of that. Yep. Which is kind of a big deal. And so it's just, it shows their difference in like society in that sense. Like the different.
Yeah, the class difference.
Thank you. I was like, there's a word. Yeah.
Yeah. I also just think that we really see Nancy's drive for the truth and drive for what she believes is right, and how we could see that Jonathan may be a little bit easier to bend his morals to fit his agenda slightly better, to make his life more comfortable.
I agree with that.
You know, which is really interesting, because then you see, you know, the difference between him and Steve immediately is like, yeah, let's go. Let's run into that fire. And, you know, same as Nancy. Nancy's like, well, I've already made up my mind. And then, you know, you have Jonathan being like, I don't think this is a good idea. Yep. You know, because it did seem like throughout this season that Jonathan was trying to be the voice of reason to Nancy, but then you can also say that, oh, it doesn't seem like he was listening to her. Because she was telling the truth. Yeah. He just didn't want to listen to it.
They could have compromised.
Yeah. There could have been a lot more compromise, but then we also see that their communication level is not great. That this dating and this bond is definitely more of a trauma bond over anything. Yep. Which, you know, relationships can start out as a trauma bond and then evolve into, you know, healthy, mature relationships, but it is quite rare. Yeah.
And I do love to see how their relationship progresses into season 4 and season 5. It's I'm glad the route they took.
Yeah, I think that it was a good thing to do. There's a lot of things that I think that led up to it being like, yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I am going to rewatch season 5 before we film.
Yes, I would like to do it just to catch some more things and do things like that. I also loved...
Oh, go ahead.
I also loved, like, this season about how it really solidified Max as part of the group. This is when you really see that Max has joined the group. Yeah. And yes, Max and Mike have always had kind of like that rift in them. And, you know, Mike does throw it out there. It's like you know, you're just like using her, like you're using 11 for her powers, and like you're just like letting her like frivolously use it, and like, you know, that's not what it should be used for. And Max is like, we're having fun, like, yeah, you know, if she didn't want to do anything, she would say that she didn't want to do it.
Yeah, like she's her own person, and she could choose what she wants to do.
Yeah, and we see Max really treat 11 as a real like person, and like that has autonomy and that can make choices and that knows what's best for herself. Yeah. And it's Mike and Hopper do mirror each other in very specific aspects of like wanting to protect Elle and like wanting to shelter Elle and keep her safe.
Yeah. It's a big thing for them. And I say like the last like big thing of the season that we have yet to talk about is the Never Ending Story song that they sing. And I feel like this is so important because it's so, the reactions of all of the other characters bring me life. It's so great.
First of all, it's just like it is so great because first of all, we finally figure out that Dustin is not lying.
Yeah.
Dustin's
he does
girlfriend
have a
really
girlfriend.
does exist, and she is a super genius.
Yep. Yeah.
I loved the musical number. It was fantastic,
I do, and I love how he's like, no, man, like, I need this number now. We could do it later, please. And she's like, I want to hear it now. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I mean, a woman that knows what she wants.
Yeah, a woman that knows what she wants. She's like, hey, this is it.
Yeah. So that was just so fun. And hearing, like, when the monster's literally chasing, like, Steve, Robin, and they're all just like...
Yeah, and you're hearing this song, and you're like, this is not the time.
Yeah.
This is not the time. I also loved the call back when Max and Lucas are very bittersweet packing up.
Oh my gosh.
The cabin.
And it's so funny because Max wasn't even there.
Fun of...
She didn't hear it.
No, but she heard it from...
Oh, from everybody else. And I would also do that. I'd be like...
And so...
And I like how Dustin's just like flipping them off, and they're just like singing along, and
it's like you'll never understand.
It's so great.
The love of a woman in show tunes.
Yeah. And it's also the I know we talked about it, but the letter to end off the season, I think, was the song, the letter, like it came together in a nice little bow.
I really think that they have done a great job at peppering sentimentality throughout their scripts and small little like callbacks to certain phrasing and things that happen, you know, even in the letter, like Eggo waffles is still like a big thing, like getting a stack of
like I miss doing our double-decker waffles
together
and staying up watching TV, and
I
was like, okay,
and then
Hopper.
And I really I like one of the things that I really loved throughout the season is how much like, and even the second season and through the third season, that Elle is like, you're fat, and like Hopper is like, and Hopper is like, oh, like we can eat junk food together and like we can get fat on the couch.
Yeah, like
that's like
their relationship is really cute, and like yes, he's overprotective and stuff, and it's. Do I always like the grumpy old men father figures? Yeah, it's always.
Yeah, like sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. It's like a little indifferent. I do love Grunkle Stan. Grunkle Stan is very different though.
Grunkle Stan.
I think Grunkle Stan is a little bit different.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like all in the same kind of category of like.
Yeah, grumpy sentimentality men. Like
literally.
Because here's the thing: is like they are very sentimental people, and that's what I mean by like I really do appreciate that they pepper sentimentality throughout the script, do make you attached to these characters. So like when Hopper disappears at the end of the season, it was such a big blow for everybody in terms of character arc wise, because now you're like, well, what's going to happen with Elle?
Yep.
Who's going to take her in? Are they going to move? And you see that they do move, you know, that they like Hopper leaves. I love how Joyce really does feel like she has nothing holding her there.
Yeah. And I also do love how Joyce is like, and now Elle is mine. Like she literally is just like, that's my kid. And immediately is like, we see it in season 4. We could discuss it there, but how she's immediately like, no, like that's my kid. Like that's my daughter. Like she really just like not her daughter. I don't think she ever says daughter, but she's like, that's my kid. Like my kids are at home. You know, like. She's always thought of that. And like we see in this season, in like the beginning of season 3, how like they do seem like they could co-parent well together. Yeah. You know, we see that type of sentimentality happen and love grow. And I am really glad actually that Joyce and Hopper didn't get together in season 3 because she needed that time to grieve still. Like, she was still grieving. If she got with Hopper, it would have been a rebound. In a way. I agree. And it just wouldn't have been as great. And also, he's now dead. So, in quotes, dead.
Yeah. And, you know, here's the thing is, like, even when she accepted the date, she was very hesitant.
And that's why I like she
also
really
thought about what this would mean for their lives. Like, how would the kids think? What about this? Like, you know, how is that going to work? Like, what are the actual logistics of this happening?
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's not like Bob was a single, a childless person.
Yep.
You know, where it was easy to be like, hey, I have kids, you know?
Yep.
And also,
sorry,
they love very differently. Sorry, now you can go.
They do. And I do love how, like, in the beginning, she's very hesitant. And she's like, we'll meet there. Like, it's fine. And then, you know, she gets distracted and goes and does the thing. And I love how at the end, she's the one that brings it up. And she's like, how about Enzo's on Friday? And then he's like, okay, we'll meet there. And she's like, no, you're going to pick me up. And Hopper's just kind of like, okay, like, I'll pick you up. And, like, really, like, are you sure? Like, and you can tell, like,
okay, this seems like a real date now.
Yeah. And then we don't get the Enzo's date because he's now been taken to Russia. Yeah. Which I will say, I don't know if I have a favorite season, but I'm tempted to say it's season 4. I think season 3 holds the most nostalgia for me. And so, like, in that sense, that's my favorite season. But if I'm not being nostalgia blind to season 3, I think season 4 is my favorite. So I'm excited to talk about it next week.
I'm very excited. I mean, I don't know if I have a favorite season.
I can't really say because they all just it's one of those shows where it's like it's a storybook and you kind of need all the seasons to love. Like, I wouldn't like season 4 without season 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? So, like, it's one of those shows. Like, there's some shows where you can, like, have a standalone where it's like, this is my favorite season. Like, I think it's was it season? I like season 6 of BoJack. Seasons
do stand alone really well, though.
They stand alone really, really well. I completely agree. But it's it's hard to pick a favorite because you need the whole story to pick a favorite in a sense.
Yeah.
But I do love how, like, season 4, it really just went, here's just horror and, like, body horror. And, like, you know, like, I really love how it kind of shoved and I was like, yes, give it to me. I was so excited.
I agree. It was a lot of fun regardless. I also think that, like, the way that they play with CGI and, like, real effects when it comes to, like, the rat bodies and, like, the disintegration and even, like, the way that they depict, like, the Mind Flayer and Vecna and things like that. It is so interesting to see and watch that process happen.
It is. But yeah, we'll get into Vecna and everything next week. I'm excited.
I know.
But I will say, oh yeah, we said spoilers for season 4. Billy, when he's standing there, there's been a big theory that, like, it was Henry talking, like, it was Vecna controlling him, because he stands very similar, he talks very similar to Vecna when he's at, like, Heather's parents' house. And I, like, when I was rewatching it, I went, oh, like, wow, I didn't notice that.
So, it's not that I think that that's necessarily wrong, but I guess it would make sense that would be happening because, once again, the Mind Flayer and Vecna are connected through the hive mind.
Yeah.
And because they are connected through the hive mind, somebody has to be taking over, you know, Billy's body. And because of that, it would make sense that it would be the humanoid person in the relationship and not this entity. Yeah. Because I don't think the entity can talk.
Yeah.
You know, the Mind Flayer is the entity I'm talking about.
Yes.
So that's why I'm like, I feel like, yeah, it does make sense. It also makes sense because, you know, we see through, like, I think spoiler for season 5. I think they talk about it in season 5. About how Vecna was like, oh, I've been, like, watching everybody. I've been controlling what's going on. And I don't know if that happens in season 5 or the beginning of season 3 or, like, the end of, like, season 3-ish.
I think it was in season 4, I think. I don't know for sure.
But, you know, season 4, season 5, they do he does talk about that. He does say the reason why the Mind Flayer was like that. The reason why he kept trying to rip holes into it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm very excited to get back into like
sense.
the main villain of the series next week. I'm so
and
excited.
then, you know, also like there's the theory that we're going to have an announcement tomorrow anyway. So.
Oh my god, I'm so upset.
I'll send you some of the theories. I really thought I've sent it to you once.
You have.
Yeah, I just think that it's funny. I think it's hilarious. Because so you're right.
If there's another episode, I'm gonna be mad, like genuinely mad. I'm like, yes, it was underwhelming. This is what you guys wanted. You wanted to see them all happy. This is what you wanted. So why is there gonna be another episode?
I know.
It's okay.
It's just let sleeping dogs lie.
Exactly. Me, I understand not wanting to give characters away because I am that way. I hate saying goodbye to characters, but say goodbye to the characters. Let them move on. Let you move on. You can always rewatch it. Ow.
Yeah, you can always rewatch it.
Trust me, I am a queen of rewatching things.
Yeah.
I love
the best part. So
it is. And the rewatches are a lot more fun than I feel like people give credit for because you pick up on so much.
Mm-hmm.
But you have anything else to say about season 3?
I'm trying to think if we hit all of the points. And I think we did.
Look at us.
Yeah.
What do you give it out of 10?
Season 3, I would give a solid 7.5.
I'd say I give it a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have anything else to add?
No, I think the only thing that I have to add is thank you guys so much for listening and coming and joining us on our little side quest tangent of our little Stranger Things and tangent reviews of whatever this always turns out to be. So make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts and opinions about what you guys would rate season 3 as well as don't forget to sign up for our email list. And there's going to be fun, special content and polls and things like that coming up soon or already out. And so I was like, ready. Sometimes it's hard because it's like
there's so
I don't
much.
know what's happening at this point in time as we're releasing this episode.
It's a little hard to keep up, you guys, but that's okay.
Yeah, we're doing great though. Ashley is amazing. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Avery.
Kaylee's amazing.
You guys are doing great. Everything. Everybody's.
Thank you, Avery, our editor. Round of applause.
Yes, thank you. We really do appreciate it. But we really do appreciate our listeners, and thank you guys for joining us on our little journey throughout the void, as well as if you guys would like to support us in any other way, we do have a Buy Me a Coffee linked in our bio. Any type of support is appreciated, but also you guys just sticking around and listening to us is enough. Thank you guys so much. And the last thing that we have to say to you is...
What did the void say to you?